sun in the sign of Virgo. And what happens when sun comes in the sign of Virgo in your horoscope? Well, if you're thinking that this is gonna be one of your basic sun sign horoscope, well, you're in here for a wild party ride with a lot of strippers and a lot of booze. No, I'm just joking. Okay, so, well, no, I can't afford booze and strippers for you guys, but it's a good party, okay? Because here you're gonna find out things that you don't really hear on a sun sign horoscope. Because it's a very mundane examples that you read in books and websites and blogs and everywhere else of what Sun in Virgo is like. Okay? So today I'm actually going to tell you those meanings. Well, first of all, what is the sign of Virgo? Sign of Virgo is represented by the Virgin, whose symbol is standing at the edge of a boat, coming to the shore with wheat and Ayurvedic medication. Okay? That's the sign of Virgo, because the sign of Virgo represents healing. It represents diseases, curing of diseases, because Virgo is the original 6th house of the zodiac belt, meaning that it represents the 6th house, which is regarding death, diseases, enemies, obstacles, okay, disagreements, divorces. It's about small animals. It's about unprivileged people. It's about helping the unprivileged people. It's about calculative thinking. Because again, Virgo is ruled by Mercury. But this is not the fun side of Mercury like Gemini, where I've got this stupid thing on my side. Okay, now it's gone. So, it's not like the other sign of Mercury, which is, oh my God, what is this on my eye? I keep seeing this. Isn't that funny that I can make all these mistakes and put them in a video? But yes, as I was saying, that Virgo is the serious side of Mercury. Gemini is about quick ideas. It's about having fun. It's about communication. Virgo, it's about Mercury's at work now. Mercury's thinking. Mercury's calculating. Mercury's manipulating things. Mercury is criticizing, making things perfect. He is now a serious person. That's what Virgo represents, okay? Then you bring Sun into the equation. Many of you just think that Sun is this planet in astrology that goes around the zodiac and tells you your personality. No, that is only part of it. Sun is it's only 1/3 of the part of your personality. Okay, the 3-dimensional personality that you have comes from your sun sign, moon sign, and your ascendant, meaning your rising sign. So you're never a complete Virgo ever. Because you can meet so many Virgos who will have different type of personality. They're not really Virgos. 2 Virgos are not really the same. And this is the reason why. Because moon is your mind. How you're thinking. How your emotions are reacting to things. Sun is your outer personality. How you're actually taking action and interacting with people. And an ascendant shows how exactly your ego is manifesting in this life. So 3 dimensions. Okay. And Sun represents your father. How your relationship with the father is. Sun represents dealing with government, meaning that Sun is like a king. And king and kingdom nowadays is known as government. So dealing with the government, are you going to be, getting in trouble with government? Are you going to get in any lawsuit court cases with the government? Or are you going to get benefits from the government? Is seen from the Sun. Okay. Sun is also your health and vitality. Sun represents the vital energy within you. And Sun is also your ego as part of the personality. Okay, so that's what Sun is. So when you bring these 2 energies together, well, first of all, what happens is that part of your personality becomes very critical. You not only criticize other people, but you're critical of your own work. You will not move until things are done. You will not move from your desk until your thing looks perfect. Where this can also create an OCD syndrome as well. Because OCD, people want things organized, want things to be perfect. They do things repetitively to make sure that that whatever they're doing, action is perfect to the T. So that can be created by this placement of the Sun. This also shows that part of your ego wants to dive into arranging agreements between people. You automatically go in situations where people are arguing, where people are disagreeing with each other, where people are sick, where people need help, and you're now there to fix that. Your ego is now there to fix that. So yes, this can be a very serious placement for the Sun, where now you're forced to, either from childhood or from your youth, deal with things that are of disagreement, things that are of, dealing with people in poverty, dealing with deaths and diseases, dealing with all kinds of obstacles and trying to resolve them. Okay, that's what then this personality of you becomes. But Virgos are very hardworking people. They, again, like I said, they want to make sure that everything is perfect. But at the same time, they are willing to work long hours to make sure those things are done right. Now, here's the thing about this sun placement. Just because what I'm telling you, what Sun in Virgo is, may not be Sun in Virgo. You know why? Let me tell you a little small secret, which is not a secret, but you don't know, so it's a secret. You have to look at the placement of Mercury in your birth chart. Because Mercury rules the sign of Virgo. So if I am Sun in the house of Mercury, which is Virgo, that means I have to abide by the rules of Mercury. I have to look at the policies that Mercury wants me to abide by. So if Mercury is weak in your horoscope, the foundation house is weak. The rules are going totally against the Sun's principles, and Sun doesn't like it. So if, let's say, your Mercury is, Mercury cannot be debilitated, but let's say if your Mercury is in the sign of Scorpio, okay, and the reason why it cannot be debilitated because Mercury, Venus, and Sun are only 48 degrees apart from each other, so they cannot be more than 2-3 houses apart. But let's say if Mercury is in the 8th house, in the sign of Scorpio, while your Sun is in Virgo, what's happening is you're dealing with tremendous ups and downs in making agreements between people. You're always diving into problems. You're getting into arguments with your father. You're getting into trouble with the law. Maybe you didn't file your taxes right, so now IRS wants to penalize you for not doing your taxes correctly. So that's what happens. Now, if, let's say, Mercury was with the Sun in Virgo, that means what? Mercury is exalted. Mercury is at its highest dignity. Then what happens is your personality and your intelligence are working together. You're a very to the T kind of person. You're able to detect all the details in any kind of a work. You're very good with calculation. You're very good with dealing with finances of people. That means you can make a very good accountant here. This also provides the fact that you can be working in the government as a lawyer as well. Because a lawyer is about disagreements, making agreements out of disagreements. Sun is government. Mercury also represents the lawyer because lawyer has to communicate, lawyer has to talk, which Mercury is, so it's going to represent the government lawyer. But mainly if Mercury is exalted here, then it shows that yes, you have a very detailed oriented personality. You don't let things go by without giving a thorough look. So anytime you look at your sun sign horoscope, make sure you look at the placement of Mercury in your horoscope. And if you want to do that, if you want to see where your Sun is placed and where your Mercury is placed and what's happening with your other planets, well, for that, check out the links below in the description section. And check out my books there, Astrology at the Speed of Light and Conjunctions at the Speed of Light. And when you get these two books, I will send you the link. Look at your own chart so you can see, what kind of a person are you. Maybe you're a Virgo and yet you are completely disorganized. Well, that's because of the placement of Mercury, what sign and house it's placed in. So it's very important. Don't just go on your basic horoscope that you read everywhere. That's not who you are. Okay, and also what this represents, it represents your father. It represents your father figure. So what it shows, your father must have been in a service industry. He must have been either in healthcare, or he must have been in government service, or pretty much an employee who was dealing with, calculating, accounting, who was dealing with maybe resolving other people's conflict. Okay, so that's how you can also see the sun, because it represents your father. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, this was my analysis of Sun and the sign of Virgo. If you're new to my channel, subscribe below. And then again, links to my books are down below as well. And otherwise, we're